So I thought I'd try something a little bit different today. I see a lot of YouTubers out there, the comic YouTubers that are going through their collection and saying, "Hey, these are my top 10 comics in my collection, or my top 25 or 50 comics in my collection, or most valuable comics in my collection," which I will agree, those are fun to watch, and I might do one of these days, but there's plenty of that out there. So today, what I'm going to do is go over my 25 least valuable key issues. So things that I consider key issues that I have in the vault. So I have my list of everything and the value. So what I did is I sorted them on value from lowest to highest and dug out the 25 that showed up first. And I'm going to start at my 25th least valuable all the way down to my least valuable. Now, some of these I have, like, there's a bunch of them that are put like low, so they'll probably like be organized somewhat by title, because like if I have, I have, oh man, I have the majority of them I have at like $5. So since they're all valued the same and it's sorted by decreasing, then the higher alphabetized ones are going to come first. But anyway, that's beside the point. The value doesn't actually matter. The most valuable one that I have here is $5, all the way down to $2. Now, some of these may have fluctuated a little bit, and I don't. When it comes to these lower value ones, I very, unless I've got some buzz or heard some buzz about them, I don't very often update them, because it's not really worth it to do it very often, because it's just, how much is a how much is a $2 book going to increase unless something big happens, in which case I'll hear about it and then I'll reevaluate the condition or and the price. Not the condition is set, but I'll reevaluate the price. So sort of a disclaimer there of if you're worried about or concerned about or curious about the order, but the 25th least valuable to the least valuable. All right, so what do we got? Number 25. X-Men number 229. This is the first appearance of the Reavers and Gateway. Who cares? That's why it's only worth $5. And some of these we can argue, like, should they be worth more? This one is probably, that's probably fine. This one, X-Men number 193. This is the first appearance of Firestar in Marvel continuity. All right, so she had Firestar had her actual first appearance. Would have been in some Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends sort of thing, which doesn't actually count for 616, Universe 616 continuity. But this is her first appearance in actual Marvel Universe 616 continuity. Which this I think should be worth a little bit more, but it's not. X-Men number 166. I've had this book for a really, really long time. So this is the first appearance of Lockheed, Shadowcat's dragon friend. Shadowcat is my favorite X-person. And then Lockheed is obviously very attached to Shadowcat. I'm not going to say pet, because Lockheed is smarter than just a pet. He has been on the Pet Avengers, but it's the same way that Lockjaw has been on the Pet Avengers. Lockjaw is a little bit smarter than just a normal animal. But I've had this for a long time because I love Shadowcat. I think this should be worth more than what it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the only one that cares about Lockheed, but it is what it is. So this is X-Men number 53. So the other ones, these were Uncanny X-Men. This is just X-Men. This is the first appearance of Onslaught. Also, something that I think should be worth a little bit more. Not an exorbitant amount, but this is I have this as this is in near mint condition, or close to near mint. Only at $5. I mean, Onslaught was kind of a big deal for a while. He was the main bad guy in Marvel vs. Capcom 1, 2, something like that. Not that video games really matter when it comes to comic book appearances, but I don't know. It seems like that merging of the psyches and bodies of Professor X and Magneto should be a little more important than that, but apparently it is not. This I both understand and don't understand. It's Wildcats #1, so this is the first Wildcats. Wildcats was kind of a big deal. They had a cartoon for a while. In the 90s, they were kind of big. But it was during that time when this 90s stuff was overprinted. So this is not a hard book to get. It's out there. It's not rare. But, I mean, $5? Maybe it should be worth a little bit more than that. Should be worth more. The West Coast Avengers #46. This is the first appearance of the Great Lakes Avengers. I love the Great Lakes Avengers, which is probably not a surprise to anyone. But I mean, come on, they've been around for a long time. They show up. They've had their own miniseries a number of times, and they're a lot of fun. And it's 5 first appearances, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dinosaur, Big Bertha, Doorman, Mr. Impossible, and Flatman. That's pretty good. And they're a lot of fun. Again, I'm not saying this should be like a $50 book, but come on, I have this at near mint. More than $5, right? Like this is basically the price of what you'd find a West Coast Avengers back issue for, almost. Like, I don't know. Feels like it should be more. So here we're stretching. I am stretching the definition of a key issue. I'm really stretching it. This is when Dr. Pym and Moon Knight joined the West Coast Avengers. Is that a key issue? Probably not. But I love Moon Knight. I love Moon Knight. He's my second favorite Marvel character after Spider-Man. I love Moon Knight. So it's sort of like, to me, this is sort of I don't know. I don't want to say it's a joke key. It is actually kind of a key for me because it's a significant event in the story of Moon Knight, him actually joining a team, which in and of itself is kind of strange. Like, Moon Knight is not really a team player, except for the team that's in his head. So again, I'm stretching. This is a key issue for me, but not for anybody else. I am the only person in the world that has this issue in their key issue collection. I am pretty sure of that. Web of Spider-Man #36. Another one that I think should be more than just $5 or so. This is the first appearance of Tombstone. Like, Tombstone, he shows up. He does things. He's not a major player, but he's not a bit player. I think the first appearance of it should be more than a $5 book. Web of Spider-Man #19. This is the first appearance of Humbug and Solo. Who cares? Right. But how do you define key issue? It is a first appearance of 2 characters. So it goes in my key issue collection. So there it is. The Thing number 27. This is the first appearance of the She-Thing. The lady, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know a lot about the She-Thing. And it was just one of those things that I stretch the definition of a key issue, and it's not speculation. It's just I like bulking up my key issue collection, so I'll look for those like, oh, remember this character? Like the Humbug? Like, who cares? I just kind of think it's fun. Like it's just fun to have these weird, off the wall, rarely thought of first appearances of characters, and I throw them in my key issue collection. It's just what I do. So, first She-Thing. This I've also had for a very, very long time. This is probably one of the oldest books, not oldest books, but the books I've had longest in my collection. Sleepwalker 1, the first appearance of the Sleepwalker. I bought this off the shelf in 1990, whatever that was. Every now and then there's been speculation about this. I don't know. And this was a full run I'd love to have. This along with my Darkhawk. These came out around the same time. My Darkhawk number 1 I bought off the shelf, recently started filling out that run, and I'm very close to the end. But I would love to fill out this run as well. But we'll see. But yeah, first appearance of Sleepwalker. New Mutants number 13. This is the first appearance of Cypher, which is a mutant that had, well, I won't say had no business being on an X team, but definitely had no business going out in the field on an X team. His mutant ability is very, very useful. It's very good. It's the ability to understand all languages. Very useful. In a battle, maybe you should stay at home. That's probably why he's dead. He was a part of the Mutants for a while, and again, one of those that maybe should be worth a little bit more than what it is. So Marvel 2-in-1 number 64. Another one that I think maybe should be worth a little bit more than what it is. It is the first appearance of Anaconda and Black Mamba. Again, not huge characters. But if you were to go and try to fill out a Marvel 2-in-1 run, issue number 63, 65, those around there, would probably be worth or cost you around $5 or so. So this really isn't worth any more than what an issue of this age in this run would be, even though it has a couple first appearances. Seems kind of strange to me. I don't know. Marvel Team Up number 66. This is the first appearance of Murder World. Issue number 65 is the first appearance of Captain Britain in the United States. The first appearance of Arcade. But 66 is the first appearance of the reoccurring Murder World, where Arcade makes this theme park that kills you. This is the first time that Murder World popped up. Again, key issue, debatable. To me, it is, and I love it. I love, and a lot of this stuff you're gonna get and see the corny stuff that I love. I love corny stuff. It's a huge part of comics. Like, that's what makes comics so great and so much fun, is it's not all serious all the time. Every once in a while, there's weird, zany stuff that shows up and happens, and I love that. So I put those sorts of things in my key issue collection. This is Fantastic Four Volume 3, number 15. This is the first appearance of Valeria Richards, the second child of Sue and Reed Richards. Again, she is a major part of the Marvel Universe and the Fantastic Four in particular. Why is her first appearance worth so little? I don't know. I'm not saying go out and buy it and speculate on it. It's just, I love the Fantastic Four and everything around them. I have a lot of Fantastic Four key issues. Why is the first appearance of Valeria Richards, who shows up in every current Fantastic Four book nowadays, worth so little? I don't know, but it is. Oh boy, this is another off the shelf for me. Oh, maybe not off the shelf, but I bought this a long time ago because I love the idea. Fantastic Four number 348, the first appearance of the new Fantastic Four. Grey Hulk, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine as a Fantastic Four for a very short time. This new Fantastic Four. Recently talked about them in another episode when I have I got a what if the new Fantastic Four had lasted. But this is the first time that the new Fantastic Four showed up. Captain America number 308, the first appearance of the Armadillo. Again, is Armadillo an important character? No, but I mean, what do I have this at? Captain America 308. We're still in the $5. But again, it's not worth that much more than just a normal Captain America issue around this time. Seems a little weird. This I would think would be worth more. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 19. This is the first appearance of Alistair Smythe, who really came back, I think, in the 90s or so and had a large part in the Spider-Man story. Why is his first appearance worth so low? I don't know. Amazing Spider-Man number 209. This is the first Calypso, who I believe is mostly, I don't know a lot about Calypso because I think she's mostly an X-Men villain. And I don't have a lot of X-Men from around this time, or haven't read a lot of X-Men from around this time or later, in this sort of 80s and 90s era. But she first showed up in Amazing Spider-Man 209. A Craven issue, but Calypso was in there. Let's see. Action Comics number 662. This is when Superman first revealed his identity to Lois Lane. I think it's an event. I think that's sort of a big deal. From this point on, Lois knew who Superman was. I mean, it led to them getting married and everything. Like, that seems like it's sort of a big event. Is it a huge key issue? Hundreds of dollars? Like, no. And it's in that 90s era where stuff was like really overprinted, but at the same time, it's not nothing, right? Like, I had no problem finding this in a back issue bin at a local comic book store. But it seems to me like it's a big deal, and I don't know. It should be a little bit more than what it is. And that is my last $5 issue. From here we're to $4 and $2 range, and the last 5. So my least 5 valuable comics in my key issue collection. X-Men Annual number 17. This is the first appearance of the Executioner. I believe originally this was polybagged because it came with a card. I still have the card, but it is not bagged, which I'm not too worried about. But yeah, 5th least valuable comic, secondarily sorted upon by title. X-Men Annual 17, first appearance of the Executioner. Captain America number 157. This is the first appearance of the Viper. Again, this is an old issue, right? This is probably getting back into the 70s. Yeah, this is Bronze Age. And not worth much more than what an issue of Captain America around that time would cost. But it has a first appearance. Again, not a huge first appearance, but it is a first appearance. Kind of surprising. It's kind of surprising that something this old is in my 5 least valuable key issues. Obviously, I need to rethink what a key issue is, but I won't because I love it. This one surprises me a bit. Amazing Spider-Man number 342. This is the first appearance of Cardiac. I mean, you don't see Cardiac a lot, but he was during this sort of post McFarlane era, but sort of in that there's a lot of stuff happening then, these 90s. This is around when Carnage was a thing, so a lot of stuff was happening. He was around and popped up every once in a while, but he was a thing for a while. Seems like his first appearance should be worth more than just a normal issue of Amazing Spider-Man at that time. All right, last two. New Mutants number 48. Again, I'm stretching it. I understand I'm stretching it. The first appearance of Sentinels Mark 6. So this very specific version of the Sentinels, I believe this is the version of Sentinels that is popularized in the 90s X-Men animated series. I could be wrong. I would have to double check that. But if that is the Mark 6 on the cover, and I don't know enough about, like, I'd be really worried about someone who knows those sort of specifics, because that's getting into details. But this is the style of Sentinel that was popularized on that cartoon. If that is the Mark 6, then again, this is a $2 book. Again, I found it in just normal back issue bin at a local comic book shop. I didn't have to search for it. It's like, oh, hey, Sentinels Mark 6. I wonder if, oh, yep, there it is. So, yeah, I think it's kind of fun. And my number one least valuable comic in my key issue collection, it kind of surprising just because of the age of it, but Amazing Spider-Man number 255. This is the first appearance of Black Fox. Red Ghost is on there. It's not the first appearance of Red Ghost. That's way back in Fantastic Four something in the Silver Age. But the first appearance of Black Fox, which, again, like, Black Fox, who cares? I get it. Maybe pops up every once in a while. But I have this as a $2 book. And that's what I'd expect to pay for a book of this age of Amazing Spider-Man. It seems like it should be maybe a little bit more. I don't know. But that is it. That is my top 25, my bottom 25. I don't even know how to express it. But my 25 least valuable comics in my key issue collection. So I hope that was fun for you. If anything, maybe it gives you some ideas of, oh, these would be fun to have, not as an actual value thing, but these are issues that are really easy to get, and you can put them in your key issue collection depending upon what you decide a key issue actually means or is. I understand. I'm very loose on it, and some of it is personal, like that Moon Knight joining the West Coast Avengers. That's me. I wouldn't expect anyone else to consider that a key issue. But maybe it gives you some ideas, and that's one thing that I really like, the videos out there that are, here's some cheap first appearances and key issues to kind of fill out your collection a little bit more, on the cheap. That sort of stuff is kind of fun, and not necessarily as a speculator sort of thing, but because you may not think of it because they're not around a lot, but it's a character that you know of, like, oh, I haven't thought about that character in a long time. It would probably be a fun first appearance or something to have. But anyway, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what is your least valuable comics in your collection. I am interested to know. Or what are some things in your key issue collection that you don't think other people consider to be key issues? Like my crazy Moon Knight and the West Coast Avengers. That's what's so great about comic collecting, right? It's things we love it's not only sort of what's widely decided to be valuable or worth your time, but what is personal to you that is personally valuable or interesting. So let me know. That's it, and I'll see you later. Bye. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.